And I also want to pivot this conversation for people in their 20s or 30s. I just turned 30. It's okay not to know what you want to do in life. It's totally okay. Mm-hmm. I think I think in a generation now where we're watching people online know what they're doing with social media, and we're watching this filtered life, that we're like, oh my God, we need to get our shit together. Yeah. I need to get a hustle. And I'm watching these motivational people, like, for example, Andrew Tate, and like all these other people that have a really big audience of men looking up to them. They're using this negative outlook of like, if you're not getting up and you're not doing this, then you're a bitch, you're a pussy. And it's just like, whoa, that's super overwhelming for a man that doesn't have that angst. You know what I mean? Like that push. So I kind of want to come at it from a perspective of love. And so if that type of message doesn't work for you, I hope this one does. And the message is this: it's okay for you not to know where you're going, but it's not okay for you to stand still. I came to LA, and by the way, I want to bring this up because somebody brought it up to Logan on my podcast. He goes, could you tell George, before I get into what I was going to say, could you tell George not to always bring up stories about himself or like things about himself? It's very egotistical. And I get that perspective. But I'd rather sit on this podcast talking about lessons that I've learned and give you guys the wisdom that I was blessed with than sit and gossip about other people and how they're doing in life or what they're doing wrong in life. Right. I want to use myself as an example. I would rather drag my name through the mud so that way you have a cleaner life than drag anybody else's name through the mud so that way you could get a cleaner life. You get what I'm saying? This is my thought process on it.
What better way to like explain to somebody, the lesson that you've like learned through like showing your experience, and like lessons only come through life experience. You got to pull from something. So if you're able to like really relate that to somebody and show them an example, then they can really get like a good grasp as to like what you're trying to like explain to them. Yeah.
And this actually goes after that line that I wrote. Wisdom comes in paintings, and pain was like separated from tings. So it's like wisdom comes from pain. And I think that there's like a lot of emotional pain that grows with it. But imagine if you could paint it for somebody so they don't have the pain. So like that was just a play on words that I was like writing.
I just hear like a Jamaican person going, paintings. That's all I hear when you say that. Yeah.
I'm going to hire somebody from Jamaica to do the commercial. That'd be great. Anything Jamaican is just, it's awesome. Best. With Bob Marley music playing and just very really peaceful vibe. This, huh? Yeah. You really messed this all up. That's Reed, ladies and gentlemen.
Paintings.
When I came to LA, I wanted to be a musician, and I was interning for recording studios, and I just thought that was it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, this is the direction. But then it changed throughout time. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm telling the people that don't know what they want, it's like, bro, even the people that do know what they want, it changes. Mm-hmm. It changes. But what the difference is between you and the people that know what they want, they're moving, right? But the difference is it goes from here to there, to there, to there, to there, and here. You don't know which direction it goes. You could only trace the points of where life was by looking at history. You can't do that moving forward. You don't know what the future brings. So the best thing is to do is find something that drives passion in you. And say, for example, there's some people who are like, well, George, I don't have a passion. I don't know what I'm good at. Mm-hmm. Well, dude, like that doesn't mean that's it. That means you just haven't ran into it, which gives you more of a reason to get your shoes on and go outside. Go meet other people. Go experience different crews. Go experience different homes. Like there's so much to do in this life. There is no excuse for you to just sit home, even if you don't know what your passion is. I'll give you an example that I didn't know I was in love with podcasts until my freaking best friend goes, hey, come on this show for this 6ix9ine episode. I think it's going to be really cool. The only reason that happened is because I'm so scared of losing opportunity more than I am of taking opportunity. A lot of people are scared of taking the opportunity. I'm more scared of losing that opportunity. I will take the shot 100 times over 100 times. You're never going to hit bullseye 100 times in a row. But like if you're scared of shooting the first bullet, you're never going to move forward. You're never going to want to like even give it a chance. You're not going to know if that's your passion. So if you're in your 20s out there, if you're listening to this, if you're very, very nervous about what the future holds, and I know a lot of people like Gary Vee, which a really good friend of mine, I love his direction on life. He always talks about how like you don't have to be worried about your parents. And I get that. Yeah. But like you shouldn't be worried about anybody.